What's up, Syndicate members? I know that last time I was here, the uh, fireplace looked a lot different. I had a different thing going on back there. So over the last couple of weeks, I've been basically redoing the fireplace, and it was a lot of work. You see all those individual stones? Well, it's fake cement, but it looks like stones. That wasn't a pattern that just came pre-assembled and I stuck it to the wall. Each one of those just came separately. So I had to literally go through like a Tetris game and figure out how to line all that stuff up. But came out nice, and now it actually looks a little bit more like a traditional fireplace. So I'm really happy with it. But man, it kicked my butt. But I love doing manual labor when I get the chance, which is kind of ridiculous. But when we do music and licensing and all the stuff that we do on our computers, you really like lose sense, and you lose that kind of connection to working with your hands and building things physically. There's something very rewarding and very cool about it. So I love doing projects like this. If there's something that I feel like I can do by myself and I'm not going to completely, burn the house down or destroy something, then I'm all about it. So I love doing that kind of stuff once in a while, of course, not every day. I really do love making music, of course. But today, with my Rant fireside chat series, whatever we're calling this thing, I wanted to share with you guys sort of my thoughts as we're coming to the end of the year here. I know, and I don't really believe, or I subscribe to that belief, that you have to wait until the end of the year to make some big changes, or to sort of reflect and make those changes for the new year. You don't need to wait till January 31st to do that. But this is just kind of something that's in the air. It's on everybody's mind. Everybody's kind of in a reflective, kind of restful state of mind. And you're kind of thinking back on the year, what you did, what you didn't do, what you accomplished, what you didn't accomplish. And you're always thinking about the next year and what changes you want to make and how you want to step up your game, or just make any sort of a change that you possibly think could, just make you a sort of more successful producer or whatever it is, right? So I'm just going to share with you guys today my one very simple change that I'm going to start making to my personal productions. Okay, so this is not with the Syndicate or with my YouTube channel, but this is just with my music licensing career. When I go in my home studio, make my music for the licensing partners that I work with, okay? Some of you guys have seen the YouTube video where I was kind of showing how I got a electronic drum kit, which is really cool, but also discovering that I have lost a lot of my touch and it's taking a while to get it back. And sort of that struggle, and that, it's fun, it's really enjoyable, but there's also that sense of I have to get back to the rudiments and practicing and all that good stuff, and kind of get back to getting my touch back. And as I'm kind of thinking about, where my music licensing career was this year and what I want to do for the next year, I'm realizing that what I want to do, and the drum set kind of helped push me in this direction, is I want to kind of up the quality of my productions. I'm happy with where my quality is, but what I want to start doing is, rather than just always going to my keyboard, and that's what I've been doing for most of my licensing career. I program my drums on the keyboard. I'm programming all my guitars on the keyboard, and the bass guitar, and obviously strings and all that kind of stuff. I want to start getting into more live performances and actually like performing my tracks as much as I can live myself. So actually like plugging in my drum set. I'm still figuring out how to do that. I have a couple of technical issues before I can get that done. But literally, like when I want to do a rock track or something like that, or even an orchestral track that requires drums, I want to perform it in sort of live way. Now I still want to have the MIDI notes so that if I want to adjust things or change things, I can still do that. But I want to capture a sort of a live performance feeling, especially for my drums. That's for sure the one thing I want to start doing in the new year, and not just go to my keyboard, click the C button, that gets me that kick the B button, that gets me my snare, and just programming it that way. I want to include a little element of a actual human performance with it. And I also want to start doing that more with my guitars, acoustic guitars, electric guitars, and even just starting to try to record a little bit more, actually getting more audio recordings into my music. One of the biggest reasons why I want to do that is competition is definitely stepping up in the licensing business. And I'm probably partly to blame for that, because I've just shared this with so many producers. So there's so many more producers getting into the licensing business and into libraries, which means the quality obviously now gets a little higher and higher every single year. And it's not just what I do, but also just generally producers are starting to discover this side of the business. So most producers don't have licensable music, and they're still on their path to get there. But of the ones that are getting into the industry, these are producers that have been making their own music, you know, in studios for artists or for other platforms for decades. And so they've got really high quality, authentic music that they're delivering into this field. And so I know for myself, what I want to do is make sure that I can up my game as much as I possibly can. And I think one of the things that I haven't done a lot of in my career is actually do those live performances, actually plugging things in and performing something so that my brand as a producer steps up just a little bit, right? So that you don't just think of my music as programmed music, but actually somewhat live performed music, right? There's an added element of quality that comes along when you can add that to your production and to your quality of your mixes and all that kind of stuff, right? So for you guys, I want you to think about, and that's my one simple, I guess you call it a New Year's resolution, whatever you want to call it. I don't go into a whole like 10 items I want to do for the full year. I want one thing that I can literally start doing. I mean, that one thing does require a bunch of different aspects, of course. But for you guys, you know, I want to share this thought with you because I want you guys to think about what are some of those things that, or one thing that you can step up your production. Now, wherever you are, you obviously need to create your own goal. So if you haven't been accepted by a music library yet, then maybe that is going to be your one goal. Okay, you need to get accepted by one music library. In order to get there, it could be the fact that you need to keep working on your production skills, your mixing skills, mastering skills, whatever that is. Or if you are accepted with one library and you're cranking out a considerable amount of tracks, maybe now you need to think about, well, I need to add a second library onto my arsenal. And in order to do that, though, maybe you need to step up your production level or the time, right? Maybe you need to the quantity of the tracks that you're producing on a weekly basis needs to step up. Maybe you're doing 2 tracks now, you need to step up to 3 so that you can actually have more music to start putting out there into the system. So again, you have to obviously cater this towards wherever you are, but I think it's a good time of year. You know, I don't think you have to wait until this time of year to do this, but it is a good time of year to take stock of that, and don't just think that, well, I haven't gotten accepted by a library and I haven't got my placements yet, so I'm a complete failure and it's not working out. Please, I hope you don't feel that way. And I hope that that's not like the sort of nagging doubt that's in your mind. Just know that everybody was where you are, wherever you are. Okay, I was where you are right now. I was where you are. This is terrible grammar, guys. I don't know. Brain hasn't had enough coffee today. Sorry. But I have been where you are right now. Definitely. I don't care where you are. You haven't even gotten your tracks accepted by anybody. You're not even ready to submit yet. You've been rejected by a bunch of libraries. You've only been accepted by one, maybe rejected by others. You're working with a couple of libraries, but you're still waiting for that first placement. I don't care where you are. I've been where you are. Other producers who are doing this full time have been exactly in your spot right now. So you're certainly not alone. And everybody has to go through these phases. Basically, everybody has to pay their dues, right, to get there. But anyways, just wanted to give you guys my thoughts. This is certainly not a more, you know, the last couple of rants that I did were a little bit more, probably a little bit more negative, you could say. So this one hopefully is a little more positive, a little more uplifting. And I think that it's definitely a time to make that commitment. And I don't think that you should just verbally or even mentally make this commitment. I really do think you should write it down, print it out, and put it on your desk, put it on your computer, put it on a sticky note. I mean, it could be as simple as that. You just write it on a sticky note and throw it on your computer screen so that every day when you wake up and you're making your music and you're doing your thing, this goal, this big overarching goal, which probably has multiple facets to it, is just staring you in the face every day. And it does help you sort of stay on track. It's so easy to get distracted. And especially us musicians and producers, we have ADD brains, right? And we always are chasing different things. So to keep yourself focused, definitely write it down, put it up somewhere so that it starts to become a reality for you, that you're always thinking about this goal. And in your day-to-day life, you're making those changes to get to that point and make that change that you want to do for the new year. So anyways, guys, hope this was useful and interesting to you guys. And leave your comment below. What do you guys think? And also share with me what your resolutions are, what your new goals are, that one simple thing that you want to start implementing into your new year, into your new goals for hitting whatever your creative or financial goals are for 2019. I would love to hear them. So leave your comment below under this video.